But Marilyn Monroe also had talent. That and the end of Norma Jean's world is the focus of today's installment of our new summer series, Blonde and Blue, the short, unhappy stories of Hollywood sex symbols. Our special host, David Hasselhoff.
I hear your name, and I'm aflame.
Marilyn Monroe never had trouble getting attention.
Her figure would stop traffic when she was 15.
I had the most wonderful dream. I was still on the yacht and the anchor broke loose. We drifted for days and days.
Despite the dumb blonde screen image, Marilyn Monroe always knew what she wanted.
She wanted the best.
And she got it. Best newcomer of 1952.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Lauren.
Marriage to the best baseball player, to the best playwright. By 1956, having out Fox 20th Century studio bosses into giving her approval over scripts and co-stars, Marilyn Monroe was ready to make her best movies.
I hate you and I despise you! I give you that much.
Marilyn Monroe overwhelmed critics in Bus Stop. Finally, she had a role as full-bodied as she was. True, Don Murray in his first film was told to grab her to keep her from moving out from under the lights. True, her temper boiled over when scenes went wrong.
I said, we're going to have to do it again. And she got mad at that. And she said, oh, my God, can't you, I believe?
Marilyn in 1950. In 1954, in 1956, booze and barbiturates were starting to take their toll.
I don't think you can drive in that fast lane too long without cracking up. You're going to hit something.
The only hit so far was Marilyn, and her most memorable movie triumph was just ahead at the next station. Some Like It Hot reunited director Billy Wilder and Marilyn Monroe, the successful team of the 7-year itch, but not for long.
He thought it was worth all the trouble, but he went through hell twice.
I'm Sugar Cane.
She needed 41 takes for this scene. She left Tony Curtis cold. He said kissing her was like kissing Hitler.
Good night, honey.
Jack Lemmon saw her a different way.
I respected her, and I liked her, and I felt, unfortunately also, that she was basically very unhappy.
If there's ever anything I can do for you, I can think of a million things. That's one of them.
All of the adoration did not bring her that much satisfaction. She created it and she got it, but she didn't get that much out of it.
Following Some Like It Hot, directors would be getting much less out of Marilyn. Let's Make Love with Yves Montand and Tony Randall was a flop. Montand and Monroe fell in love. Randall did not.
She'd come to work she'd show up at 5 in the evening when you'd been there since 8:30 in the morning. That goes over big with pros like me.
Her next film, The Misfits, would be her last.
She had undergone a tragic change. She'd come to depend on drugs, not hard drugs, but drugs that make you go to sleep, and drugs to wake up, and drugs to tranquilize. It's as though she'd been bruised by life and destroyed.
A few more sad pictures, a pathetic appearance at a birthday party for John Kennedy, president, rumored lover. By now, Marilyn was pretty much alone. She moved to a small house in Brentwood, and that's where she died 23 years ago this week. Her death was ruled an apparent suicide.
She deliberately went out and got as many as 100 Nembutal tablets from 2 different doctors. Well, no one pulls together a hoard like that unless they're planning to do themselves in. Everything that she went through, I'd have to say, until her suicide, she did very well with her life. She was not mean. She caused difficulty to other people, but she was not a mean person. So I would say, bravo, Marilyn. You did pretty good with what you were dealt.
How do you find your way back in the dark?
Just head for that big star straight on. The highway's under it. It'll take us right home.
Marilyn Monroe. Somewhere along the road, she lost sight of that big star. For Blonde and Blue, I'm David Hasselhoff.